Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're tackling something that's absolutely crucial for modern engineering teams, and that is unlocking the true value of test automation. You know, too often teams just jump right into automating because, well, it feels like the right thing to do. But then they end up tangled in expensive tools and completely broken scripts. So today, we're breaking down the data to give you a really clear, structured way to evaluate if your automation is actually paying off.
So, when is test automation actually worth it? It's incredibly easy to get swept up in the hype of a shiny new framework. But at the end of the day, when does the effort of writing code to test your code actually pay off in a tangible, measurable way? If you don't know the answer to this question for your specific team, there's a very good chance you might be throwing time and money down the drain.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. The ROI Balancing Act. 2. Calculating the real costs. 3. Measuring hidden benefits. 4. Practical application and examples. And 5. Best practices for success.
All right, let's dive into Section 1, the ROI Balancing Act. Before we get into the weeds with testing frameworks, let's ground ourselves for a second. Test automation isn't just a technical upgrade, it's a financial initiative. We're talking about return on investment, or ROI. It's basically a calculation of cost versus benefit. If the long-term benefits don't outweigh your ongoing costs, well, the initiative fails, no matter how elegant your code actually is. We've got to pit the two sides of our scale against each other. Picture it like a giant scale. On one side, we have the benefits, massive time saved and critical bugs prevented. On the other side, the costs, tool pricing, initial development, and endless maintenance. This really frames automation exactly as it is, an ongoing investment, definitely not a one-time magic bullet. Moving right along to Section 2. Calculating the real costs. Based on our source material, we can break expenses down into 3 really distinct cost categories. First up, tool costs. That's the licenses, the cloud infrastructure, the literal price tag of the software you're using. Second, development costs, the salaries and hours spent by engineers actually writing those automation scripts. And third, maintenance costs, the effort required to update those scripts every single time your application's user interface or functionality changes.
Now, here's the reality check on these expenses. You might think the software license is the biggest hit, but tool costs, which teams obsess over during procurement, actually only represent about 25% of your total cost. A whopping 75% is human capital. 40% goes straight to initial development, and 35% is tied up in ongoing maintenance. So costs aren't just upfront software licenses, they're the heavy, ongoing effort of your engineering talent.
Okay, let's flip the script. Section 3. Measuring hidden benefits.
This whole automation endeavor really hinges on 2 massive, overarching benefits: time saved and bugs prevented. This is the ultimate trade-off. You're spending your engineers' time today to save exponentially more of their time tomorrow. And you're spending money on tools and infrastructure to prevent catastrophic, highly expensive failures from ever reaching your production environment. But let's be real for a second. How much is a prevented bug actually worth to your team? It's super easy to talk about this in theory, but let's connect it to the daily grind. Think about the serious pain points of manual testing. Imagine a critical bug slipping into production simply because a human tester was fatigued at the end of a ridiculously long release cycle. What does it actually cost to pull developers off of building new features just to write a hotfix? What's the cost to your brand's reputation, or the cost of customer churn? When you start quantifying a prevented bug in those terms, the immense value on the benefit side of our scale becomes startlingly clear.
Let's put this into practice. Section 4. Practical application and examples. How do we actually build a rock-solid business case for this? It's a 3-step sequential process. Step 1. Tally up your tool, development, and maintenance costs. Get real numbers, estimate your engineers' hourly rates, and map the whole thing out. Step 2. Quantify the time saved and bugs prevented using historic data. Look at your past releases and calculate the cost of previous production bugs. Step 3. Calculate your final cost versus benefit. This takes dry, boring variables and turns them into a measurable, defendable formula you can confidently take to your leadership team.
To put that into perspective, let's look at a real-world scenario of a QA team navigating these exact variables. In a strictly manual setup, upfront and ongoing costs are low. Sounds safe, right? But your time saved and bugs prevented are also incredibly low, trapping you in this slow, error-prone cycle. Now, in an automated scenario, upfront costs are high and maintenance requires a medium investment for sure. But the payoff? Massive time saved and a high rate of bugs prevented. It is quite literally a strategic leap of faith from the manual trap into a high-velocity future. Finally, let's wrap up with Section 5, Best Practices for Success.
To make sure this automation initiative doesn't just crash and burn, you've got to nail these crucial steps. First, ensure total team alignment on the core concepts and theory. Second, start small. Apply practical examples to your own code base before going all in. Third, beware of common gotchas, like actually scratch trying to automate 100% of your tests right away. That is a surefire recipe for maintenance nightmare. Fourth, utilize tools that actually fit your team-specific skill set. And finally, define clear, measurable next steps for your rollout.
Listen, if you only take one thing away from this explainer today, it should be this overarching goal. Success is an ongoing scale. You have to continuously weigh those upfront and ongoing costs against your long-term time savings and quality improvements. Automation isn't just some project you finish and forget about. It's a capability you have to continuously manage and optimize. Firmly anchor yourself to this balancing act metaphor, and I promise you, you will make much smarter engineering decisions.
I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative thought. Take a hard look at your own engineering processes right now. Is your current testing setup truly balancing the scales of cost and benefit? Are you paying way too much in manual hours, or maybe you're drowning in the maintenance of an overly complex automation suite? Take this new ROI framework, apply it to your team this week, and see what the data actually tells you. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.